Alright. Alright, so first I would like to say Kala Lal Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Also double honors to the apostles and elders of James Drummond Stone, and to you Hakim that's pushing this truth in sincerity, the full elect, Shalom. So this is the brother Kanan, and beside me I have two other brothers here to do a lesson. They're going to introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Ramya.
Alright, so as you can see on screen, the lesson that we're going to go into really is about, it says, is AI the future? Alright, so is artificial intelligence the future? You know what I mean? So we're going to dive into this a little. May not go too much into the article itself because, you know, the article is kind of basic in a certain standpoint. But the mere fact that the Loop News in 2023 now is asking this, you know what I mean, which we've been speaking on these type of things for quite some time now, it just proved that what we've been saying is actually playing out. You know what I mean? So we're going to make the brother read two scripture before we start with the article or start with the in-depth information. So just give me the first scripture, bro.
Alright, so this is Isaiah 46 and verse 9. Remember the former things of old,
Right.
for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me.
Right, so we're referring to the scriptures, you know what I mean? All things are written in the scriptures for our learning and for us to understand what the future actually entails, you know? So the prophecies that are in the Bible, the Most High is working with you, if you're one of the part of the chosen or selected, the call, then He will reveal these secrets unto you, His servants. And we so believe that because we're speaking secret things from quite some time, or we are seeing these things coming to pass. Continue, bro.
Verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning,
Right.
and from ancient times the things that are not yet
Right.
done.
That is it. You know what I mean? So when the apostles back then brought out about the m.o.t.b, the mark of that system, you know what I mean? But then a lot of people didn't have so much information on it. You know what I mean? But 2023 now, if you speak about the m.o.t.b and the stock, some people are still ignorant to it, but a lot of people are now, you know, in the know and have an idea, and they're quick to tell you, oh, that they see the system, they can speak on it. This because these things are coming to pass. And I'll ask a quick precept. That's the Habakkuk that's 2 or 4. Yeah, just can give me that real quick.
So the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, you want it from verse 4?
I can start from 1.
It says, I will stand, verse 1.
Right.
I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what He will say unto me.
Right.
What I shall answer when I am reproved.
Go on.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables,
Right.
that he may run that readeth it.
Right. So get ready, prepare yourself. You know, for the ones that are reading and understanding, you know what I mean, we're preparing ourselves mentally, you know what I mean, and trusting in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, because we know that He is the one who is bringing all these things to pass, and Him tell me that He's going to make us victorious at the end. Right, continue, bro.
Quick side precept. Revelation 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy,
Right.
and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Right, so we're in that time that is at hand, which means it is near, short. Alright, go on, bro.
So back in Habakkuk chapter 2 and 2 again, it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Right.
But at the end it shall speak, and not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
Right, so we are seeing where these things are, you know, being listed out in the it's happening. The vision is happening, basically. You know what I mean? We're no longer just talking it without seeing actions. We're talking it and things are happening while we're talking it. And this is a clear example. Alright? So, I'm going to read the article. Or you want go on?
It says, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Right. Right, so it will not tarry, it shall surely come. These things are true and they must happen. All right. You want to go into the article? You want to
Yeah. Luke.
All right.
The article on Luke.
Okay, so the article on Luke, the title of the article is AI the future? Right?
The date of that.
Yeah, man, released today around 4 hours ago. Right? And today is the 6th of March.
All right. They are seeing the video also, so they can see it. Go on.
Right? It says, you and your grandmother have probably heard about GPT, the new AI chatbot on steroids. You can ask anything and get a human-like response. According to a UBS study, the routers in January, 100 million people around the world use chat GPT. That's approximately 1.2% of the entire human population. And just as impressive, within 5 days, it had 1 million users, an achievement that took Spotify 5 months and Facebook 10 months.
All right.
What is Chat GPT? Despite millions using it and thousands of videos online about it, very few people actually know what Chat GPT is or how it works. I will provide a brief, not too boring explanation.
Okay.
ChatGPT is an AI model. It learns patterns from data to generate human-like response. ChatGPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The chat part of the name indicates that the model is designed to be used for chat-based applications such as chatbots or virtual assistants.
All right.
However, it can also be used for a variety of other tasks like writing reports, summarizing boring articles, and creating custom workout plans. The generative part, because it generates text when you use it. The pre-trained transformer refers to how it was trained to work. The model was given an enormous library of books and documents to learn from, and it would take an average person 500,000 years to read that many words. OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT, use an approach called transformers that takes the data in and transforms it into a compact form that allows it to be used for different tasks, like asking it the best ways to make fried dumplings.
Continue.
Is it all hype? It is a lot of hype, but it's warranted. These models will revolutionize the way we work.
What?
These models will revolutionize the way we work.
Continue.
How we learn. And how companies engage with customers.
Right. Let's take a pin there, right? So, for those who are in the know, you know what I mean, I will understand AI and automation, right? I know systems are designed to basically, carry out tasks and how to, for now they're trying to do it limited to a certain extent where they take the work from you. So let's talk about a car, right? So, you have a car that have, they call it standard, right?
Standard automatic.
Or stick, what they want to call it, or whatever. You know that you have to basically to be doing a lot of the work. And then them going to automatic, where basically the work is less on you and it makes life easier. You know what I mean? But still, at this point, you still have some form of addition to do with the work. However, they are trying to go to even to a further extent where you don't need to do anything. You have self-driving vehicles, and that's because they would have programmed these vehicles to basically be able to operate without the need of human, and that is what artificial intelligence is heading into to the future basically. So we can continue from there on, right? We're done, bro.
So it says over 15 years in the field of AI, and I can confidently report that AI has reached the point where the Caribbean and its people can utilize AI to create generational wealth.
Stick and explain there. Sorry to cut it there, right? Stick and explain there. So when the Caribbean, which is a third world region, is reaching to that level and increasing more and more, if you realize since the pandemic or whichever they want to call it, you realize that a lot a lot of emphasis has been placed on becoming for information to become more digital, even the money, you know what I mean? Because all these things has to be placed in an information basis where it can now transform over into full automation, or what we call that B system. You know what I mean? So that's what we want people to know. The other parts of the world are somewhat ahead of us in the Caribbean, and if the Caribbean is moving up to this standpoint, and you know that the world is really full-fledged in what they are doing, and that is all a part of an agenda, Vision 2030, all right, Agenda 21. Can continue, bro. If everybody wants something to say, chip in, right?
Like a word I just used in an article, it say revolutionize. And you look at the word revolutionize, it means to change it fundamentally or completely.
Right, so that's what they say with the pandemic, a new normal, right? A new normal, because it's not normal. It is the way the life that they're telling you to be, that is going to be. It's not normal, right? It's a new way. It's changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's gonna be more and more. But they have to soft kill you, or or seduce you into accepting this type of lifestyle.
Gradually.
Right. So that's why they say much people get used to it now. They say over 100 million people get accustomed to this chat, and it rapidly grow. They are seducing you slowly.
The age group to them say your grandmother.
Yeah. Even old people are getting used to this thing, you know, have to inform you and get you up to speed so you can operate with this system, you know. Continue, bro.
Done. So it says, over here is in the field of AI, over 15 years in the field of AI, and I can confidently report that AI has reached a point where the Caribbean and its people can utilize AI to create generational wealth and build a better society in our lifetime. Better customer experience for locals and tourists.
Right.
Proactive crime management.
Well, I know. Better customer experience. Right? Better customer experience. Things are a lot faster. You know what I mean? And easier if you look at it at, you know, it has its benefit. Right? It has its benefit. But with all the information gathered through all these process that they're going to implement, you know what I mean, they are going to have a total control, and to a point, we're going to get into the more article, where you're not needed as a person to have certain input in how things work. You know what I mean? Or the procedure that is taken, they're not gonna need you. You know what I mean? So a lot of our work will be obsolete or, you know, void. You know, you don't need to have even, like, let's say for certain customer service or cashier, you know, or just like all Amazon, Walmart, I think a Walmart. Let me see, we're walking a Walmart, and if I'm not mistaken, Amazon Go, right? I think I saw something about Walmart where they must say Walmart, I kind of remember. But yeah, all these businesses are removing these type of personal or people-to-people type of experience or customer service, because it is cheaper and it is more efficient, and they are working on an agenda to create a world that goes back to the prophecy that the Bible speaks of, which we're going to get into. Let's finish up that. We don't want to make it too long to go on.
It says, better customer experience for locals and tourists, proactive crime management.
Right, that is the next thing. Crime, we can always stick on these points, because let's talk about the CDBC, Central Digital Banking System, right? Currency, right? CBDC, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about that. When that is fully implemented, where the money becomes digital and cash is being removed, right? You see the ATMs and all these things that they are destroying and robbing and all them things, they're all a part of a plot to get people to accept that it is safer to use a digital system, because you're now less liable of getting robbed. You know what I mean? And again, you don't have to walk with a bag of cash on you, and them think that the money can transfer with ease, and they can track it. Transparency, right? When them do this, crime is gonna be cut down. So every dollar that you receive, a man can say, okay, all right, we know where you get it from, we know how you use it, and it was basically your work for it. So you eliminate fraud like the scammers, you eliminate that, you eliminate people preying on other people, hard working money. You know what I mean? Are people gonna willingly accept these things because so much robbery is taking place right now? Them are running upon most business places, because they might have large amount of money upon them at a certain point. Why not jump on the digital system and get people to come shop in your store? Even one Amazon, these companies, they lose millions or billions per year, because of theft. So when someone goes into a store, you cannot come out of the store with an item without it checking you out. They're gonna save. Why would they not agree to a system like that? So it's gonna be convenient, as the person says. It's gonna increase the customer experience for a lot of people, and for businesses they're gonna willingly accept this because now they must save money from thieves, and they must save paying someone to work. So their business are going to bloom. And these people are greedy. They're not going to say, oh, but I have a person that has to work, so I'm not going to lay them up. No, they're going to save money. They're going to accept it. Go on, bro.
It's all a part of the devil's plan.
Right.
These people are problem, reaction, solution, order out of chaos. And inside of it, a cunning hunter. I'll just drop a quick precept.
Right.
Psalms 10 and verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places, doeth he murder the innocent.
Right.
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
Right. So his aim is to really put us in full-fledged bondage again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Having us under subjection and eventually doing what he wants to do at the end. Which is really to try to destroy us as the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly. You are the true Israelites, and they are attacking you people with these laws and legislation that they are putting out there, this new way of life. That's really to keep you down, right?
All of this AI and this digital transformation is not for you.
Right. No.
Esau don't love anybody, not even himself.
Yeah.
Him love. He said the tender mercies of the wicked is cruel.
Right.
So all of this AI, humans are going to get left.
That's right. We're going to get into that. And even though we're reading this article, forgive us little, because we're just going through it, because while we're doing the lesson, we're just going through it like that. And we realized the article was released about 4 hours ago. So we just saw it and, right in time for the lesson with it. So we're just going through it while we're talking on the lesson. So we're going to continue through it. All right?
Fun. Says, proactive crime management, a tech-driven creative industry, customized learning paths for every child, and many more benefits from AI. Now, how will it affect my life? ChatGPT and tools like it will change the way we interact with technology.
Right. Change the way or you interact with it. Let's go somewhere that let's see if it.
Change the way we interact with technology and the world, with its ability to understand and respond to natural language. It will transform every industry, improving the way we access information and services.
Improving the way we access information and services, right? So you need to go speak to any corporation. You don't call somebody again to get the information and that. You don't call a number, you hear this long line. You're number 15 in the line, or your waiting time is 30 minutes. Them thing they do something deliberately for frustrate you, so you accept, oh, I don't have to wait online. I wait on the phone for 10 minutes to get my answer. It's at my fingertip. So it's convenient again. Go on?
It says, improve the way we access information and services. However, imagine having a personal assistant that has the knowledge of every profession in human history and was created just to make your life easier. Right?
Shortcut job
This level of ease is this level of ease can be pretty much correlated to death. Right? Because it is increasing human redundancy. Ask yourself that if this thing is basically being implemented, what will be the use or purpose of you? Right? And that was a question that was asked to Klaus Schwab. And he said, we will deal with it. Interpretation. According to Georgia Guidestone, one of their mandates is to reduce the world population to 500 million people. Therefore, if the world population is over 7 billion people right now, what is going to happen? Right?
Colin.
Exactly, man. They are planning to pretty much reduce the Earth's population, man. You understand? Reduce the world's useless eaters, so to speak. You understand?
Next article where I touch when I go.
Continuing upon the article, it says, our lab tests showed that correctly used tools like ChatGPT can save an employee an average of 20% of their work time by automating mandate tasks and helping to brainstorm solutions. The time saving increases with the expertise of employee using the tools, but AI is still just a tool. There are downsides for you to be aware of. However, the last 3 months, the question I have been asked the most has been, will AI take my job?
God. Alright, let's hear what they have to say about that. So, will AI take my job? Let's hear what they have to say about it. We have the answer for you already, but let's see what it says here. So this is a concern out there by people. We've been saying this all along, but there's a concern out there from a lot of people. Let's continue, bro.
In short, it might.
It might? In short, you just stated that it might. And we're here to tell you that it will take your job. Alright? It will. We'll continue.
Although ChatGPT and DALL, when I said DALL-E, the art generation tool rely on human-made content to learn and work, they essentially allow any inexperienced human the ability to make amazing art and write like a semi-expert. Right? Companies are taking notice and will try to reduce their salary expenses by relying on AI tools.
Right, that's what we've been saying. Continue.
Jobs that are repetitive, easy to teach, or require teams of persons with the same expertise are at risk.
Definitely, and there's a lot of jobs like that. A whole lot of jobs like that out there, yo.
So you can consider your cashier, your gas pump attendants, your waiters. All of these repetitive jobs where people just going off and basically get a start in a life, you can say those jobs are going to be cut.
That's right.
You understand? It says jobs that are repetitive, easy to teach, or require teams of persons with the same expertise are at risk.
And this person is talking because he's still optimistic about society. We're to tell you that every job, technically, really and truly, right, is gonna be you're gonna have now a thing that them call e-government, right? So even the people that are instilling, or you can say installing if you want to use, right? The people that are basically pushing this agenda, they are naive to the point that their job is also at risk. We have brothers that work in other departments, but our brothers are not naive, but they still have to do their job. For example, a brother that still in the camp and everything, good brother, he works at the bank, and each time someone comes into the bank and they're having discussion, they still have to encourage them to use the ATM. You know what I mean? Or to use their system. And he knows that basically teaching people to go to them type of something here eventually gonna lead to them not having job. And it has gone further since the pandemic, because they're now telling people to do online banking. Oh, you don't have to come to the bank. You can go online and you can make a transaction and you can check everything that you want to check here online. You don't have to come here. Say if I don't come here, what are your purpose in the bank? You know what I mean? You don't have no purpose in the bank, you see what I say? And it's the same thing for other departments.
Different sectors of society. With more and more technology spread it
reduce
across the planet. More and more sectors, more and more areas, more and more people are get
put aside
to the point where you're useless because you have a machine that do your work and it do it better than you.
Right.
And it costs
Accurate.
the company
less. And these people are not loving human lovers. They are money. They are
Driven by-
money driven, right? They're about money, profits.
A quick precept.
Bro.
2 Corinthians 2:11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Right. You want to speak anything wrong?
Right.
Right. So we're not ignorant of the device of Satan, of the devil, of the enemy. You know what I mean? The adversary. We are pretty much aware of the battle that we are in and what they are trying to do for what reason. However, we still live in this society and we still go about day to day, but we are expecting everything to come to an end. So even what we may be jumping in businesses and building homes and all these things, but we know that it's just for the time. You know what I mean? We know that we're going to lose all. That's why we're telling people to have that type of mindset. So we're not saying that, yo, just give up and just be done with life or anything like that. We're saying be prepared spiritually, mentally, for what is to come. Because if you're naive and sleeping, then it's going to catch you off guard. You're going to believe that they are for you when they say, all right, see the solution to the problem that you've been having here, take it. Not you people going to subject yourself to it because you are not aware of the steps and procedures that the so-called, Esau, so-called white man, is trying to push on you. You're not aware of his agenda, so you're going to be caught in his trap. Right? Continue, bro.
I can add. So, when you look up the word devices right here, so you go back to the Greek word noema, which means a mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. You understand? Now, the word Satan pretty much go back to deceiver, man, which is talking about the Edomites. The biblical Edomite, which is the Caucasian race today, mainly the elect of the Caucasian race. You see, when you read the book of Micah chapter 2, it tell you, say, yo, when they wake up in the morning, they might perceive, they might think both to do evil.
Right.
Because this is in their heart to do so, yo.
And they do it because it's in the power of their hands.
You understand?
All back to prophecy.
So it's all so the scripture pretty much highlight exactly who wicked is and who is doing this, man. You understand? So back in the article, it says, but it is important to note that AI is limited. It is not alive or conscious. AI cannot create from scratch. It is copying humans and trying to output something human-like. Companies still need innovators, creatives, and problem solvers to excel.
That's what they think. But go on.
My biggest recommendation is to familiarize yourself with these tools personally and professionally because they will become the norm in your industry in the near future.
Right, that's what I've been saying. But this person is nearsighted to what the future, because he thinks that it's going to reach a certain point and then stop. You must be mad. If you got to Esau mad scientists.
And
You know what I mean?
the people, the regular citizens of our church, they can't stop it. It already begun. The change has already started, and it's just gonna grow because it's all a part of the Lord plan to fulfill what Bible prophecies. That's why when you hear some people say, "Yo, when I read Bible day is done." No, the Bible does like we start off with Isaiah. The Lord declared the end from the beginning. All of this is in the Bible.
That's right.
And Esau, Revelation 12 and 12 say, "Man, come down with great wrath." So when the man get rough, people just have to go comply.
Right.
I have to come off of the grid completely. Just like we are going out with day and we are going and do what we are doing, but we know so there can come a point where we have to.
You have to pick a side though. Pick a side. You understand? I play a song a lot in this. Pick a side that know where you're depend, bro, because you can't play neutral.
There's
no neutral ground, yeah.
No
Is either with the Lord or against the Lord?
That's it.
You know what I mean? Go on.
Just for other point, in one of the paragraphs in the article, it says one of the benefits is that it customizes learning paths for children, right? So customizing learning paths for children, what does that tell you? There will be no more free thinkers. You understand? So what they might try to do is that they might try to cultivate our program a generation of servants. You understand? You know, can be in adverse to what the agenda of the elites is. Because you will be programmed to be for the society. Whatsoever the manner of the ruler of the city is, so are his officers. You understand? So they must become just like them leaders here.
And guess what? Who are the programmers right now? Teachers, people who go to school, go study. Even them are going to become obsolete. You got robots in a classroom and teach kids. See that?
It might move me. If you go further, just like the brother Shapar always said, the brother Shapar always said, like when they download certain information to Neo, make him learn over fight, into the fight,
That's it.
learn over fight. Yeah, it's a programming thing, you know what I mean? And that's what the chip, the power of the chip, which we're going to get into. But let's continue, let's keep it rolling, because there's a lot of information and we don't want to make it too long either, right?
So small businesses have the most to gain from AI, saving operating costs, improving the customer experience, and being agile to market changes. The creator community, more than any other time in history, needs to be aware of their ownership rights. The most popular forms of AI use human content to learn. This means Caribbean creators' works could be used without their consent to build AI tools that make others rich. What's in the future? ChatGPT is amazing, but you haven't seen anything yet. OpenAI is expected to launch a more advanced version later this year or next year. How much more advanced? Think about the difference between a calculator and your smartphone. A war is coming similar to the smartphone wars in the 2000s. Google is releasing their own competitor to ChatGPT. Microsoft is dedicating US billions to ChatGPT. Integration across all its software products, and AI startups around the world are joining the fight to innovate, us included. AI tools aren't limited to text and image generation either. We have been testing AI models that create songs with word descriptions and pictures as inspiration. We can now generate videos from scratch just by explaining them with a sentence. Advancements are occurring in weeks and months, not years. It's more important than ever for companies and governments to keep abreast of developments. A country's strength and influence will become heavily dependent on its access to and innovation with artificial intelligence.
Right, and I think I was mentioning it earlier to the brother, there was a situation where, there was this lecturer, she came on Small Jamaica and she was telling the people that were going to the universities that, hey, a lot of the courses that you guys are going into, you're going into courses that will not be able to provide you with jobs. So they should be, reprogramming their mind and going to fields that they can actually use these type of technology to basically gain work. For example, like in coding and them type of software development and them type of thing there. He's saying that there's a big field for that at this point. But eventually, after a while, that's not going to be there. So there's a growing cry or a growing we call it now field for that department. But it's reducing a lot of other works because a lot of people leave colleges with their master's degree and all kind of things, and they cannot work the job that they're qualified for because it is not there. You know what I mean? I would just without even reach out to the nitty-gritty of what the future of this system, because the monetary system is not fully accepted as yet and implemented where people are just using it overall, but they are quietly and secretively getting you involved into that, accepting it, so when you reach that point that you're forced into it. Because you don't know, so you get forced into it, but you're being forced into it, that you're going to try and accept it and think that your choice was to accept it, but you were forced into it. You know what I mean? You have a precept, bro?
Yes. Could I 2nd Ezra 9:1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the science pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the eyes will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before
They're
thee.
frustrating the hell out of everybody, yo. People are crying for various reasons, because the so-called white man makes life difficult intentionally. Like we just watch a video a while ago, a brother post to say, what about intentional pandemics, And there is saying that the one that happened was not planned, but there remains a possibility for the future for plan pandemics. Why would you plan a pandemic, yo? Why would you plan a pandemic? Because they have agendas and goals that they want people to accept. And people are not listening to these things and making sense of them.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Because they're not measuring the times.
Right.
See? When we see these articles, when we see things like this popping up on the news, is AI the future?
Right.
You match back that with the scriptures when you look for what going on earth and you see that things really are changed and you see these things are pushed. When you match it with the scriptures, you see where we're there in a prophecy and we are in the last minutes of the last days.
Alright, just give a simple example of alright. There's an app. When you give a simple example, bro. There's an app on the system in Jamaica now. There's something like Uber, you know what I mean? InDrive. Right. You know what I mean? Where a lot of people there are some different types of them out here people are getting on board with. And you have taxi drivers that are complaining about it because people are realizing that it is cheaper to take these type of, and the experience is better. You know what I mean? That's in the Jamaica taxi drivers are not terrible drivers for most part. You know what I mean? And then be a bad on the road. But people can see these things and realize that this is a problem. They can't go on taxi and get robbed with these because they know who will take the taxi. Or a man might be a criminal before and then come and say, I'm going to do taxi and then the man I want him to kill him. So all these things people are worried about, which rightly so. So people are looking for the easier and better way. But it's just a small example of how that affects taxi people because nobody they can't compete. Imagine when the world moves from people driving to unmanned vehicle, where they must say, too much vehicles is on the road and we need to go green, we need to burn our carbon, yeah? We need to save the planet because something is called, them call it
Carbon.
No, the term when they call it global warming. Something called global warming. So we need to come together as one and save the world and sustain the world. So we need to remove these type of vehicles off of the road and go to a more cleaner energy and a more a system that is less toxic, where less accident. We can eliminate these things and it sounds pretty much good. That people are gonna take on just like them take on to the in-drive type of thing. Right? And then you're gonna have a bunch of people that are gonna be out of job. And what am I gonna do? Black road and bun tire. Bun down, go up like King's House and then place there because them have no work and them I say, me go and fend for me look up into them and if you got school and me need to pay my rent and all these things. It's coming to that boiling point where you're gonna have chaos in the street.
That's going to fulfill Bible prophecy again. Remember, 2 Ezra speaks about sedition.
That's right.
A man of business boy, a politician, say because they're hungry, they don't have an income. So everything tied back to the Bible. All of them scriptures, all of these articles we see we are touched upon, all of these points that we are mentioned, tie right back into the scriptures. That's why we are here letting you know what's happening, what is coming, and what you need to do. And you so-called niggas, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the best thing you can do is repent.
That's right.
Learn about Yahweh Shemel Shai and what you need to do to obtain salvation.
And prove all things for yourself. So you're in this article, you're in this lesson, go look up what they are for the future, what type of automated system they have, and your job becomes obsolete. Because like I can't I said that, because fair people them school driven in a sense, and and all of them things there. But people still have to live on radar, colleges and them thing there. Bro, colleges, what college, So sure, them have systems that will remove liars and them thing there. These things are already out there, doctors, artificial intelligence that will give you information better. Because a lot of doctors will them ask basic questions. There's you've got before doctor before. Where you feel it? I have a problem with my ears. When you touch ears, so it hurt you. Am I right? I'm a prescribe something for you. Do not test for you really yet, You just listen to what you say based on what you say. You might give a prescription to go fill out. What cost so much money? You see me, which most of the time I dash you see me? Because me come to tell you something, you don't know you just give me things to go take.
But
You see?
you have devices already where I'm
Exactly,
monitoring,
right.
You say your blood pressure, high,
Thank you.
your heart rate, a beat.
Thank you. That's AI, right? That's AI. You know what I mean? And they're gonna put these things out there on full fledged. A personal assistant, basically, as like them say, virtual assistants that will be at the fingertip or your fingertip, or even with you, with it in your hand, your right hand and your forehead. You know, to tell you everything. You know, oh, you should not eat that because you have high blood pressure. You know what I mean? Or you also must eat only, you need to do a certain amount of walks, like you read about, you know, per day. You know, all these things are there and people use them in small aspect of their life, but it's going to take every aspect of your life very soon. So we don't want, we can stop there right there, so with that part there, but we can go to the next article, right? Shut that fast and we can go into the M.o.t.b because we don't want to drag it out too long.
Alright,
Right?
so AI will create useless class. This is an article from The Guardian. It says AI will create useless class of human.
Right.
Predicts best-selling historian.
This is from when?
This is from May the 20th, 2016.
Right, so this is from 2016, and best believe that there are other articles maybe before that, because the information has been out there, they've been having their plans, and we've been speaking on these things way before 2016. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
So it says smart artificial intelligence is one of 21st century's most dire threats, writes Yuval Noah Harari.
Harari, yeah.
In follow-up to Sapiens.
Right, and you see that man, Yuval Noah Harari is like Klaus Schwab's second. In the fourth industrial revolution, he's one of the main speakers, and he's telling that technology will be at the forefront. Man will have to merge with technology in order to survive, or his man are going dead out.
Merging, right in your right hand and your forehead, becoming a robot yourself, you know what I mean, in program, you know? Can't you speak if I speak, bro?
No, you can't.
Oh, God.
So it says, going into the article, it says it is hard to miss the warnings. In the race to make computers more intelligent than us, humanity will summon a demon, bring forth the end of days, and code itself into oblivion.
It is the end of days, biblical, you know, so-called doomsday. You know what I mean? They want to exterminate them use feet, what them call it, the Christian them, never term for a while. Not from the paper, mate. We can't tell you, soon quick to me, lads. Very, bro.
Yeah, but the spirit,
Yeah, that can do this. We can go to scripture too, you see me? What the term? I think about error them use all the while, man. You know what I mean? What they call them? Say, if you believe in them type of thing, them a term them call you. Somebody remember they can comment on the video too, you see me? I will remember again, you know?
No, there's some more in an article that you can squeeze it, that's really fast. I'm going to tell you plain what happened to humans.
Alright then. So it says, humanity will summon the demon, bring forth the end of days, and code itself into oblivion.
Apocalypse. Go on, so like a bro.
So instead of silicon assistants, we'll build silicon assassins. The doomsday story of an evil AI has been told 1,000 times, but our fate at the hand of clever clocks, robots, may in fact be worse to summon a class of eternal, useless human beings.
See that?
Useless. Useless eaters, useless evil. You don't have, in the so-called white man, there's no need for you to be here. And if you don't have any, not a need for you, look how much people are get ill and us drop dead, yo. And even though they're not saying why the reason, we all know they said the unknown reason. What they say call it? Unknown is a new killer that is taking place on this earth. Or we say it's named what they say unknown. Yeah. That person I kill a lot of people that are dropped down dead. You know?
And if you look on it, you know.
And then for some, so like what I say, and for some reason, majority of them people took something recently. And it's a drop down dead and it's unknown. You know, because they're not going to tell you straight up say you're rare. But say I say bro, so like
Yeah, see, if you look at the workers them in this society, it's Israelites.
The
And
poor.
when the AI start take over, the low income jobs, who they in them jail. Henceforth, at time of Jacob trouble is I get set for come.
That is correct.
You know?
You know?
Yeah.
It says, some are a class of eternally useless human beings. At least that is the future predicted by Yuval Noah Harari, a lecturer at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, whose new book says more of us will be pushed out of employment by intelligent robots
Right.
and on to the economic scrap heap.
Onto the economic scrap heap. You know when they day nice scrap heap, you know what that mean?
Garbage.
Yeah, garbage. Wood for the fire.
Right.
You can't start right this up. Which precept you are?
As Jacob Shaban, we can get
Yeah.
that m.o.t.b. And what temptation to one.
Alright. As it's Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5, it says, For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
Right.
Ask ye now, and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble,
Right.
but he shall be saved out of it.
Right. And all these things that we're talking about that is gonna come very soon, that's what is leading up to Jacob's trouble. You know, the food shortage, you don't have enough work, you don't have enough income, like the scripture says, the Most High released a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt, which they're going to be for you to err in every works, and there won't be any work for the, I think it's a root or rush or something like that. The basically no work at all won't be there, and that's what I tell you. Prophecy speak of these things, yo. You know what I mean? Because they're not gonna say, "Oh, no work doesn't exist." They're gonna take away your work and give it to artificial intelligence. So that's why there won't be any work. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're gonna always need somebody to do that work," and yes, they're gonna always need something to do it, not necessarily somebody. You know what I mean? But then they used to have certain type of work because people used to do it, but machines been used to make work simpler, so now you have less people on a certain work, and that's why we have so much people nowadays just idle and up on the street kind of robot they make and miggle. No work available for them because machine take over a lot of the work some people would have to put hard work into to get done. You know what I mean? Alright, so can you give me the script? I'm gonna unmute m.o.t.b for I can wrap it
So,
up.
an example, in Jamaica, sugar cane used to be one of the biggest industry, right? And due to them pretty much start buying certain equipment, you see, and a lot of the sugarcane farmers lost their job, they became redundant. You see me, and this is something that they knew from like a early age, man. You know, that is what them used to be pretty much
Get the
maintain
money.
their family and make them money. But due to the revolutionization of the industry, where them start to implement new technologies, them lose them job. You know, in Jamaica, I think them even have we call it now, them they have a uproar over there in St. Thomas, yo.
Yes.
The cane farmers them come and say, oh, them don't know nothing else to do. You know? And that's just a simple example.
Yeah. But it's true, every revolution, you have less and less need for human labor.
Right, because Esau, man, Esau is anti-life, anti-sustainability, a good future. We're not saying that work, but it make it where people can prosper and people can actually see that man is about against life, yo. It's about killing us, reducing the population and being in control, making himself as if he is God. You know, but can I go into that and wrap up real quick?
Alright, so let's read Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Alright, so that's the charagma of the scripture, that's the m.o.t.b, you know what I mean? We've been doing lessons upon lessons, for quite some time about this. And you have other camps out there that is blundering on this big time, which shows you that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is working with us, because everything that we are saying in regards to that is speaking. Someone has said some things, but what they must not speak. What we are saying is speaking because we're at the end. They can agree that we're at the end, so why what you're saying is not speaking, yo? What we are saying is speaking, and it is very much factual and easily, for the pure, all things are pure. Yeah, if you have eyes to see, then this is the thing clear. But because some of these men are blind, you know what I mean, and they have that look that, you know, that Babylon juice over them eye, them can't see what take place because it's just not for them.
Sure.
You know, go on, bro.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So that's the RFID chip, yo. That's the system that's gonna get you connected with all of these. That's the stamp that's gonna get you connected to the system that they have. And if you don't have that, then you're basically an alien, and you're against them system. That's why I said you're gonna have to choose, because this is gonna decide if he provides food to your table, or him try to kill you. And if you go theme part, guess who you make yourself a worse, you make yourself a worse enemy, because you become an enemy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Right.
That's one of the worst things you can ever think to do, yo. It's a fearful thing to fall into the living power. You know what I mean? So we warn our persuade men, yo, no. Stick to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, fear him. And tell yourself, if you stand up for him, give me the over them to have it. Right, go on.
Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience,
Right.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation,
That's right, that's the time period. Go, bro.
which shall come upon all the world.
Everybody gonna experience this. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to neutralize yourself in a zone. Oh, that's gonna be. I thought in Europe and America, they will look at Jamaica. You see here is under that threshold and that pressure that is going to come. No way will be a safe haven. Continue, bro.
Because the Greek word there is ikomene, meaning the entire
Entire
planet.
right. Inhabited planet, right? One.
So it says to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right, it's to try and to prove you. Are you for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? Are you for the devil? Are you going to sell out? Are you going to hold a dignity and, you know, and to find it worth it, even if you need to die for the truth? You know what I mean? That's the temptation, that's the trial that we're going to go through to prove us whether we are found worthy or not. And we pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai give us a spirit to endure, because we know that the flesh only want ease, yo. The flesh only want ease and relaxation and all of them things there.
Pleasure.
And that's going to be reduced from you. That's going to be removed from you. So you're going to have to be spiritual in that time frame to deny it. Like when Yahushua was tempted, the flesh don't want food, him hungry. You see me? And the devil try to tempt him to turn the stone them in a bread. You see me? He could have done it because he had the power to do so. But it was a temptation, yo, and him rebuke it. Man shall live by bread alone. That we have to do that in that time period. You have to know that, yo, sacrifice this, because guess what, if you take that and go dead, say they're going to lose it.
Right.
You see me? Right, and more?
Yeah, Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh.
Right, you're not going to escape that wrath, yo. That's going to be worse for you. It's going to be worse. Better you die with your dignity and your integrity than to sell out and die, because that's going to be worse for you. You're going to be ashamed of that. You know what I mean? Go on.
Which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence. Right.
Those missiles, yo. I mean, going to destroy those that think that they are with the system. You know, yes, the one joining on, you're not going to be unpunished. You know what I mean? There's only safe haven is to run to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and he shall protect you in that time period. So if you want to say something, you're finished.
No. It says, he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
That's right.
Which
That's
is our Lord and our
right.
Savior Yahushai. So just like the brother said, I better you're dead. Revelation 20 and verse 4. Brothers are get beheaded,
Right.
and it's an honorable death. And you die with your integrity intact, as opposed to bowing like a dog licking Esau's hand.
Right.
When Esau is just a man, and he's a man that already have been written for lose.
He's already designed for damnation.
Yeah, that's what I said. You might disappoint him in the fullness of his sufficiency. So we're not ignorant of that. We know that this man will lose. But we know so this man will come now with great wrath and push him system to a far point where a lot of people are going to take his mark. As Matthew 7 and verse 13 and 14 said, many will go down the wrong path, they were big and broad, and them are dead. And very few ever walk in narrow and straight path, like in the second is there's fire upon the left, water upon the right, and you have to hold it straight. When a man there jail and they say, hold it straight, you never turn a funny man. You never turn a man bitch.
Wall out, man.
Yeah, hold it straight.
Right, wall out. I've enough for wall out. You know, our temptation is just for a time period, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that little time period that you're bearing a separation for, it's gonna bring great benefits for you in the future, yo. So you just keep your integrity. That's what all I want to say.
Yeah, bro.
Alright, so I hope the lesson was edifying. We give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakodash. And again, the bounce again to the apostles always. Until I come out there. Shalom.
Shalom.